Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now was a third overall pick in the NBA draft to the Utah Jazz. He was a three-time NBA All-Star, a two-time Olympic gold medalist. This man has done it all in the basketball world, but could not defeat me at the showdown at Baha Mar. Ladies and gentlemen, NBA legend, Deron DWill Williams.
I want to clear something up right now. If you couldn't beat Scottie Pippen in your singles match, you definitely couldn't have beat me.
Excuse me. Scottie Pippen played the round of his life. People are saying I'm the best teammate around. People are saying I'm a better teammate than Jordan because whenever I'm around Scottie, he performs his absolute best. That's something to think about, DWill.
What you sipping on right there? What's that?
It's Horse Soldier whiskey. It's you know that movie 12 Strong where they hop on those horses and roll into Afghanistan?
Yep.
Okay, so those dudes, like the real life guys, own a brewery now in Ohio. They make bourbon.
Nice.
Bourbon. Yeah, it's like 100 proof.
Nice.
Yeah, it goes real hard.
Are you a hillbilly? Because you don't never got no shoes on.
Speaking of hillbilly, you're from Parkersburg, West Virginia. That's
exactly. That's why I asked. Anybody in my family, as soon as they get somewhere, they take their shoes off.
And just kick ass and relax. I just like to be comfortable, man. And I think what I learned from you is that you are an NBA legend. You don't have to say it, even though I don't know if you do or not. I don't know you that well. But you're an incredibly cool dude. In the NBA, I expected you guys to be a bit more prima donna because how much money's thrown around. I feel like you guys got a pretty cool little fraternity of guys over there.
Yeah, we do, man. We do.
You got a chance to play with Bron over there in Cleveland, 2017.
Yep.
Did you enjoy that experience? Do you think Kawhi and Paul George will regret not going and doing the same? Or do you understand why they did that?
You know, I mean, I definitely enjoyed playing with LeBron. You know, I had a chance to play with him, you know, not only for that last half of the season in 2016 or 2017, but I played with him 2 Olympics. And so I've got a chance to see him on, you know, multiple levels. And his basketball mind is so crazy, you know. Not talking about his work ethic. I mean, you can talk about his work ethic because it's unbelievable too. But just the mind that he has for the game of basketball is unbelievable to watch and see and be around, you know, day in and day out. And so I think they'll miss that. I think he can teach those guys something, you know. But I understand why they did it. You know, they wanted something of their own because it's always going to be his team. No matter what numbers he's putting up, no matter what he's doing, it's always going to be his team, you know. And so I think where they're at in their careers, you know, especially Kawhi, you know, now he's won 2 championships, 2 Finals MVPs. He wants his own legacy, not to be, you know, attached to LeBron.
Okay, do you commend that, or because the NBA has become a league where people are going to go play with other people. People act as if like the super teams is something new. There's been great teams that have been associated with each other forever.
You know, it's funny, man. It's like all these older cats, they get on, they bash KD when he went to Golden State, or they bash LeBron when he went to Miami. Man, guys have been playing together for ages. I mean, it's not a secret, you know. And the game has changed. The CBA has changed. You know, the rules have changed from when those guys were in the NBA to now. And so, you know, you see guys changing teams more often because that's what the NBA wanted. They wanted more, you know, they wanted a more competitive league from top to bottom.
How about drama, too? It feels like there's more drama, too, with it because we're talking about the NBA at all times, just like the NFL. The NFL has mastered the media control for year-round, no matter what it is, whether it's somebody getting fined, a trade talk, something happening like that. The NBA has found their groove, too, with these teams.
All press is good press when it comes down to it. You know, if you're talking about a brand, if you're talking about, you know, not all press, I'm going to say all press, but, you know, for the most part, you know, and I think when you know, a KD leaves and goes to the Warriors, you know, and he kind of becomes a villain in some people's eyes. You know, that's great for the league because now these guys are going to tune in to root against him, but they're still tuning in. No matter why they're tuning in, they're tuning in.
Any given day, there's a conversation about who the best basketball player is on earth. I mean, at any given time, there's a new conversation. Kevin Durant, people were saying Steph Curry at one point had that on lock when he came in and changed the game completely. LeBron James is still around. Is there see, for me in the NFL, I think it's very pointless to have that conversation because situations happen and style of play and everything like that. I assume that's the same thing in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got so many guys on the field, and so many guys that could, you're playing one side of the ball for the most part, so it's hard, to have an impact on, both sides of the field. In basketball, you're doing everything. You got these guys that they're out there for, 40 minutes, 38 minutes, playing the whole game. And so it's a little bit different. And you're always going to have, you got the different styles, you got different things. Like Steph, you said, he changed the game, He's changed the game. Nobody's shot like him. Nobody's been able to do what he's done on the court. But when you're talking about the best player in the game, for me, if you ask me right now, I'm going to say LeBron James. And I might be biased because I played with him. I've had a chance to, see him day in and day out. But there's never been a player like him that does what he does. That passes like him, that knows the game like him, that scores like him, that defends like him. He's just 6'8", 260 freight train coming right at you.
I talked to Gordon Hayward a couple weeks ago. He said he didn't even pay attention to the NBA playoffs. A lot of NFL guys, whenever they get out of the league, they don't watch NFL games. They're sick of it. Do you pay attention? Yeah. You still watch games? Still love the game?
So I haven't played. So when I was playing, no, I didn't, because I was so pissed off that I was not still playing. It's like I can't watch. Now, like when I'm in a member guest or something and I get out, I don't go watch the rest of it. I don't want to see somebody else win. but now that I'm not playing, I do actually. I enjoy watching the playoffs, man. I enjoy that series between the Blazers and OKC. Dame and Russ going at it. That was fun to watch. There was some fun series this playoff.
Is there any truth to whenever people say that they don't like to play with people, right? So when Kevin Durant left and went to Golden State, just like you talked about, people are calling him a snake. And then whenever Kyrie was considered a guy that you wouldn't want to play with. Now Russell Westbrook is getting deemed that title. Like, oh, Russ might be the reason why nobody wants to play with him. Is that a real thing, or is that just all media BS? I'm not saying you have to say it about Russ. I'm just saying in general. Whenever these stories come out,
I'm not one to call guys out and stuff like that, so I'm not going to speak on anybody individually. But I think there's guys that don't like playing with each other for sure. I mean, it happens. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, you're in the locker room. There's beefs that are had. There's different conflicting styles. There's guys where you might think they're a great fit playing with you until you get on the court and you realize it ain't what you thought it was going to be. And so. I think that it definitely happens in the NBA, and I think the media definitely magnifies it, or in some cases they make something out of nothing. There's always two sides to the story, but you never know.
Chris Paul told me when we were about to tee off that he got a text message, an update on his phone that he was in Space Jam 2. And I immediately congratulated him on being in Space Jam 2. He looked at me and said, I'm not in Space Jam 2, man. I said, Chris, you deserve to be in Space Jam. He said, no, what I'm saying is somebody said I was in Space Jam, and it ended up being an alert that people got sent to their phone. I'm not in Space Jam. In the NBA, these things do seem to happen more often than anywhere else.
It's crazy. These sources that are going around the NBA, that these writers – the Stephen A. Smiths and Chris Broussards and all these guys, it's pretty comical, man. Because I've had when I was in New York, I had some stories written about me that I was just like, that never happened. Never happened. But a source said it happened, so it happened.
Kyrie and KD went to Brooklyn.
Yep.
The world got flipped on its head over there in New York. Knicks Nation has kind of held down the fort of the world, the city that never sleeps. Now Brooklyn looks like it's about to hold that thing down for at least the next few years. Why do you think they picked Brooklyn over the Knicks, and what is your experience whenever you were with the Nets?
Well, I don't know what universe you've been watching, but the Knicks ain't made the playoffs in like 9 years or something. I don't know what it was. And the Nets have made it like a lot more than them, I think, lately. But I don't know. I think Brooklyn in the last since they've switched to Brooklyn from New Jersey has just done a great job with their brand. A great job of turning things around. Especially over the last couple since I've left, they've kind of started over, and they've done a great job. And new ownership in there now, and pretty much knew everybody. And so it's like they got a new life. And the Knicks are kind of just same owner doing the same things. You always talk about, like, you hear about, this organization's a good organization, a well-run organization. You don't really hear too many of those things about the Knicks. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, it's sad because, I mean, that's one of the, like, if you'd asked me when I was playing if I could just go anywhere, and it would have worked out. The Knicks are one of those places, man, because the Garden is special. Like, it's probably my favorite place to play in the NBA. There's so much energy in there. They love the game of basketball. They want their team to be so good. It just hasn't happened for whatever reason.
In the NFL, if you're a high-profile athlete, you get a bunch of lunatic creatures that can cure all with their super potions and shit like that. I think KD will be back for the second half of next season with this Achilles thing because there's some treatment plan will happen. Those are big eyes you're showing right now. You are showing some big eyes right now. I'm
just thinking right now while you go ahead, keep going.
No, yeah. So I'm thinking that with the rehabilitation, the rehab, the possibilities, as a guy who owns a gym, which you do, which we will talk about. By the way, in the MMA space, which is wild to me, I can't wait to talk about that. But do you think KD will be back next year? And do you think the Nets can make a real run at this?
That's a tricky question. I'm sure. No, I don't know, man. They say Achilles are like a year. It's like a year thing, I mean, I'm sure he could be back in 8 months, 9 months, but is he going to be, ready? I mean, that's going right into like the playoff time. I mean, that's hard to come back from and be, full speed, where they need him to be. 'Cause that's a tough injury,
Seasons are
especially at his age. He's older now. I mean, he's in his 30s now, right?
Yeah, he's old. And he's got a new number too. He's number 7.
He's not. What is he now?
He's number 7, man. 35 got him in the league. 35 got him some things. 35 did this. 35 did that. 7's about to take him to a new fucking height, though.
Okay. So maybe lucky number 7 will get him back on the court.
Hey, now we're talking.
But I don't do they want him back, next year? Do they want to just get him through that whole first year, let them develop, let all their guys, and then integrate him in the next year?
Were you on a team ever that was trying to suck for the lottery?
Not really. When we made the playoffs every year in Utah, except for my first year, and we only missed it by like 2 games. And then when I went to the Nets, we stunk, and we weren't trying to stink. We just weren't very good at the time.
I think that's
we had a lot of injuries. But I've never been on a team that like was purposely tanking. At least I don't think.
That makes no sense to me, by the way, because if you get in the lottery, you have a 17% chance of like these teams, their entire franchises are just burying themselves for a 16% chance, and I just don't know if that's a big enough percentage for me to suck. I was a part of a team that, I mean, I guess sucked for luck. I mean, I had no idea. I was kicking the ball as hard as I could every single time. But I guess some players said some schemes were being called that weren't exactly fitting the situations they were in to land with Andrew Luck on our squad and get rid of Peyton. But it's a very interesting thing whenever teams try to do that in the NBA. It never made any sense to me.
I think it makes some sense. I think if you're one of these teams who you're looking at your record in, December or January, right? And there's no way you can make the playoffs. That's when you start sitting these guys that are gonna maybe win you 10 more games or 12 more games than you might win if you start these other guys or play these younger guys and start developing them and see what they can do. So I think it's kind of like a give and take.
You think Zion's going to be an animal?
Yeah, I think he's got a chance to be. I mean, he's a freak of nature, To be that big, that strong, that fast, jump like he does at his size is pretty incredible.
Long seasons, though. You guys have long seasons on the road a lot. How do you take care of the body?
Well, I mean, you got to eat right. Looking at his frame, man, it's not like he's not fat by any means.
You just said he was fat?
No, I said he's not fat by any means.
Wait, what? DWill, I'm sorry. I think there was a glitch there. You said he was fat?
Why are you trying to start stuff? Go have me fight Zion Williamson?
No, I like Zion. I don't want that.
I'm going right for a double leg.
Catch that knee, bro.
I'm going to use my wrestling.
But his frame is a big one.
But he's one of those guys that I think he'd benefit from losing like 20 pounds, like leaning out, slimming down. I think he'd be that much more explosive, that much faster. But I like his game a lot.
LeBron did that.
Yeah.
LeBron.
I think LeBron, he went through some phases where I swear he got up to like 280 at one point. He was huge. And I'm not saying he was fat.
But then he can't.
Don't try to start that.
So DWill is on the record saying LeBron and Zion both fat basketball players. No, but he came back though tiny. It looked like he was tiny. And I remember the talking heads were like, "Is he still going to be as dominant as he was now that he isn't as big as he was?" Blah 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 blah. There's always something to talk about.
And he averaged like 29, 8, and 8.
Let's talk about this. You have an MMA gym in Dallas. How did that all come to be? Were you a wrestler in high school?
No, I couldn't wrestle in high school because it's the same season as basketball. But I wrestled. I started when I was 5, and I finished my 8th grade year was my last year wrestling. And so I've always kind of been drawn to MMA because especially when it was first getting started, a lot of the guys were had wrestling bases, and so like the Randy Couture's and guys like that, Chael Sonnens, and so I just like to watch it. And then I became a fan and started training. I actually met some guys out in Utah when I was there. There were some UFC fighters, Josh Berkman, Steven Seiler, a couple other guys. And I started training, and then when I went to Dallas, one of our assistant coaches, he does jiu-jitsu, and so I went with him one day, and we did some privates with this guy named Saif Saud, and started doing private classes with him, and was loving the training. He was an amazing teacher, coach, and then he showed me, he was kind of breaking off from where he was at and was starting his own thing, and I went in, and this gym was like no other that I've seen, and I was like, man, how can I be a part of this, And from then on, we've been great friends. He's my business partner now. And he's done a great job of we've in the last 2 years we've gotten 9 guys in the UFC, 2 in the top 10 already in 2 years, and we're just rolling.
Hey, watch out for flying knees, man. Those things.
You see that thing?
Hey, Funky Ben Askren was on this show. I talked to him. He's by far.
You haven't talked to him since then.
Nope.
I don't know if he can form sentences yet.
Bro, he's the best frisbee golfer in the UFC.
Yeah, I gotta give him that.
To this day, he is the best frisbee golfer in the UFC. He didn't follow me back on Twitter, so I kind of not a friend of the show anymore. But he caught a knee right to the face there, and in that sport, that is something that can really happen immediately. Would you ever get in the ring? Would you ever get in the cage, or is it only like?
I've thought about it because I train a lot. I've always wanted to do one fight. Whether it was for charity or whatever. I've wanted to do one. It's just I got to stop golfing in order to do that, and that's been the problem.
You golf?
I got to put the golf clubs down for at least 8 weeks for a training camp. Just to be serious.
How often do you golf?
Yeah, I do a couple times a month, maybe like 5 a week, 4 a week.
Bro, that was
So people ask me what I do, they'll ask me like, what are you doing now that, you're not playing? I'm like, well, I usually drop the kids at school, I go work out, and I go to the golf course. And then I pick the kids up.
That's a long time though. Hold on though. The kids are at school. The kids are at school for a long time.
Yeah, I mean they go at 8 and they get out at the first one gets out at 3.
I mean, you're putting in fucking hours at the golf course.
No, I mean, I don't. I put in a good 4 hours.
Oh no!
Hey, how many points did you earn?
1.5. Thank you very much. 1.5.
Solid. That's solid.
Thank you. Well, I didn't. Scobie.
Exactly.
Scobie, and then
Who was your alternate shot partner?
Thielen.
Thielen.
Yeah.
So you had 2 good partners.
They did too. They had a good partner too. You know what I'm saying?
Partner what?
With golf. Yeah, I was.
A drinking partner.
Listen, there's a lot of games of golf. You know, some are physical, some are mental. I was there strictly to slow down Ray Allen for Scobie, which is what I did. Slowed his ass down. Ray Allen likes to play quick. He's a rhythm golfer. We slowed him down. I lost some balls in the woods. Had to go find him. Slowed him down. Got him out of his rhythm. Scobie kind of took over. And then Del Curry and Chris Paul. That Space Jam comment, T-Box won. I already had him. I fucking had him. I had him there. Bing, bang, boom. We're good. We ended up splitting. With them, but it was I had a fun time down there. But you're putting in hours at the fucking golf course. That was my first real round of the year. The first time I've ever played 27 holes in one day in my life. Oh, Darren, I don't need your shit right now. I don't need your shit.
You know what it was? I think you need shoes for balance.
I just don't know if you're right. You know, I just don't know if you're right.
No, I don't mean everybody. I mean you.
You're thinking
I was watching your swing.
You're thinking shoes will help.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Wendy, you didn't even get to see
you
the show.
might want to start over.
You are a good golfer. You see Kyle Williams chip that thing over my fucking head, though. Kyle Williams is a player. There's some real good golfers out there, yourself included.
Kyle can play.
He won 1 under, I guess. He only won 1 up on Del Curry. Del Curry played.
They were playing. They were playing. They had a good match.
Who'd you take on in the
Scobie.
How'd it go?
I beat him 3 up.
Ooh. What? What?
Good for you, bro.
What are you talking about?
I beat him.
Wow.
I made birdie putt on 16 to close him out.
Man. Scobie wasn't even out with us either. Like, it's not our fault. You know what I mean?
No, so I might have contributed to that. I saw him and his wife in the casino the night before, and I was like, "Hey, you guys got anything to celebrate? We should do some shots." Like,
you fucking basketball players.
I feel like they need to celebrate something. I don't know what it was, but they did. It helped me out.
Darren, you're from West Virginia. You know this. You offer just a little bit of a carrot of alcohol in front of white people, they're going to run for it. You know what I mean? Scobie down there, Louisiana boy, too. He's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, we're celebrating. I was told going into that last day, by many, yo, you got Scottie Pippen, you got no problem. Don't even worry about it. Scottie Pippen.
I had never seen Scottie play. I was going off of what Greg Anthony said.
Greg
Anthony made it seem, maybe he got you, because he made it seem like Scottie Pippen was the worst golfer in America. Like, there was no worse. He was like, Scottie can't break 100 is what he said.
He
and then
can.
He have 4 birdies on you.
Yeah, he did. He dunked one from 180. 180, pink dunk.
Yeah, but didn't he shank it first?
Yeah, he also duffed one like a par 3. He fucking blades it to 10 feet and then center cup birdie, and then he looks at me, nice par, pro, and walks off. Scotty, I don't need your shit right now, Scotty. Pippen ain't easy, he says too. I mean, it's nonstop from the guy. It's nonstop.
So you're saying that he got in your head a little bit?
Huh?
Yeah. Remember, you were just talking about Chris Paul and Ray, how you were there to slow him down? No. Scottie Pippen. Yeah.
No. Still
he got the better of you.
No.
Mentally.
No, still physically, not mentally. Physically, he did, not mentally. Never mentally, DWill. I refuse to listen to what we're going to dump that out of the interview, actually, what you just said right there.
Can't do that. It's not authentic. They told me I was coming on an organic.
Who's they? Who's they?
Somebody.
Who's going to win the NBA title next year?
Man, that's tough. The West is a monster right now. They're just shifted right back to the West. Man, I don't know. I think the Clippers and the Lakers are going to be battling out in the finals.
How good for LA would that be? There was a chance that the Rams and Chargers were going to have to play for the conference right there in the middle of LA. Now there's a chance that the Western Division is going to run through LA. Good for they always find a way. That fucking Los Angeles. Los Angeles always finds a way to be in the middle of everything.
Yep.
Always. How's Mark Cuban? Cool dude.
Yeah, he is. I like Mark. Yeah, he's cool.
Like as real and as genuine as he seems on TV.
I mean, he's always around. You know, he comes to practices. You know, he shoots the shit with everybody. You know, he keeps it real. He tells you how it is. He talks straight up with you. You know, it's not like he's going behind your back talking about you. He's a really good owner. It's a shame they can't get any free agents.
Yeah, why is that? Dallas is a good city.
No, it's a great city. It's home. I don't know. I can't say that. I didn't go there when I had a chance.
All right, there's a couple guys in the room. They might have some questions for you. Do you mind?
Who are they? Are they cool guys?
Cool, good. Really good dudes. The three of them were the guys that were with me. They're still drunk from the Bahamas.
Oh, I remember them.
Hey, we had a good time in that place.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you didn't have a good time?
No, I left way before you.
You don't know that. You don't know.
Yeah, I do, because my brother was in there with you at the end of the night.
That's neither here nor there. The boys, please. Go ahead, Zeke.
Mr. DWill, who did you dislike the most when you were playing the NBA?
He said he doesn't like throwing people under the bus.
Oh, yeah, I'll throw him under the bus.
Let's go.
Dante Jones.
Jesus. That's what the AH, right?
I couldn't stand him. In Denver, he was in Denver. He used to trip me. He used to grab me. He was so dirty. And then I got on the team with him in Cleveland, and now we're great friends.
How would you retaliate when they start tripping you and shit?
Man, you gotta keep your cool, man. It's the NBA, man. You get 3 games for throwing a punch. I ain't trying to do that. I need that money. I need that check.
Yo, shout out Stack. Shout out Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Fans are so close to you guys.
Really close.
Yeah,
you see that Golden State, what happened with Kyle Lowry?
Yeah, he's an investor of the team, not an owner of the team, by the way. That's what they said. He was an investor.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I pull down 5 boards apiece whenever I go to a game, Pacer game. I get 5 fucking boards. I'm sitting right behind the fucking. You're lucky you didn't come into the Pacers whenever I was there. You would have scored 0 points. That's
I had some of my best games at Conseco.
No,
what's it called now?
Banker's Life.
Yeah, it's Conseco still.
I agree. Hey, I'm in your world, but it's bonkers life when I go there.
Yeah, there's certain places like Utah's still the Delta Center. I don't care what they call it. Care how many times it changes name, it's going to be the Delta Center.
Hey, listen, you get a business to commit more than fucking 4 years, and I'll have a little respect for it. You played well in Indiana?
Yeah, some good games in India.
I always had
a lot of Illini fans there, so it was a little motivation.
Yeah.
Wait, was Jason Kidd a teammate of yours?
No, in the Olympics.
Who did he play? Didn't he play for the Nets?
He played for the Nets, but way before I got there. He was in Dallas when I went to the Nets.
Okay, so there was a moment between me and Jason Kidd where I thought I was going to get punched in the face by Jason Kidd. So it was like fourth quarter, tight. Ball comes off the backboard, bounces. I jump up, snag it, box out. I'm front row right underneath the hoop. Like I'm right there. And
I can see you really doing it. You're not exaggerating.
Bro,
really snagged the board just like that too.
Yeah, bro, I was trying to get 10. I was trying to get 10. I snagged one from Roy Hibbert's agent, who was Jordan's agent, who created the Jordan shoes. I fucking dove almost on him. The big bald-headed guy from DC. I don't know his name.
Gosh darn it.
He's an important character, though. He got a lot of me in him for my 4th board. But I picked up my 5th board. I picked up my 5th board, okay? Yeah, I mean, who's keeping stats here? I mean, we're having a good time. And Jason Kidd's doing the inbound pass. And I hold the ball straight out like this to him. I hold the ball straight out to him like this. And he's looking me dead in my eyes. And I go, take the ball, Jason. And he just looks at me, take the ball, Jason. And he looks at the ref. He goes, well, you get the ball from this guy. So then I have to throw the ball to the ref. Then the ref bounces it to Jason. Then Jason passes it in. Something happens, and then he gives me this weird look as if I'm a psychopath and jogs down to the other end of the fucking court. And I'm like, I got him. Hey, kid, you're mine. You're my kid now. You're my baby now. I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy, kid. I'm your daddy.
And do you see why he might have looked at you like you're a psychopath?
5 boards, bro.
You were having a game by yourself inside the game that you were not a part of.
Just for future reference, I think he scored 7 and only got 2 boards that night. I just want it to be known. The only thing that kind of holds me back is the assists. They don't let me, you know what I mean? It's impossible to get an assist from front row there, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I hucked one.
You ever shot one?
Yeah. I got kicked out. I got kicked out immediately. See you later, sir. Thank you so much. It was a Fever game. It was the Indiana Fever. It was the WNBA. Ball came to me, hucked it up. Sir, you have to leave. You got it. It didn't go in either, by the way. I'm 0 for 1 shooting in Conseco. Banker's life, whatever you call it. Next question.
Darren, if Elon Musk ends up developing a time machine, is there a stretch of time, a moment of time, or even a game in your career that you would pay a considerable amount of money to use that time machine and go back and do again?
For sure.
What is that?
That would be the NCAA finals against North Carolina.
I did a lot of research, so I know exactly what happened, but those who are listening that don't know, why don't you explain what the fuck happened?
Diving right into Sean May's legs. Because he went like 13 for 13 from the field against us.
And you lost?
Yeah, sadly.
I didn't know that.
So you'd fork over a considerable amount of money to do that. Like MMA gym money? Like how much money would you fork to do that over?
01?
That's a tough question, man.
What year was this?
02. No, 05. Sorry.
05?
05.
And you went to Illinois?
Yep.
And the boys in the room here, whenever we read that you went to Illinois, got real excited. I guess you guys were an incredibly electric college basketball team, that Illinois team of yours.
Yeah, we had a solid run that year. We started off 27-0.
Oh.
Lost the last regular season game to Ohio State, and then didn't lose again till the finals.
Sean Hayes, who's he? Some white guy?
Sean May.
Big boy.
Who's Sean May?
He was a center for North Carolina. He was a lottery pick. Played probably a good 7 years in the league.
Yeah. Scotty May's kid, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
What was the final score?
We lost by 7. I think it was 77-70.
Hey, good run. Hey, look at you, though.
Hey.
A couple chances.
Hey, taking Illinois to the national championship. That's massive.
Yeah, it was good. We needed to win it, though. So I don't know how much I'd pay, but I'd pay some money to go back.
You could Tanya Harding them, too. You could pay.
That's what I'm saying. I might bring
You take those legs out. Maybe you go back the day before the game.
And do the Josh Scobie thing
Yeah.
to Sean May. Hey, Bob, you're saying national championship, man. Here's some shots. Go ahead. Get loose. All right. It's not a bad play. There's a game I'd go back to, 13-9, and miss 2 kicks. It's tough. Still get death threats to it. I'd pay a considerable amount of money to get that out of my life. Elon Musk, take it all. Next question.
DWill, you're a golfer now, big-time golf guy. Who's your dream foursome that you would love to play with on the course? You and who else? 3 other guys.
I can't be included because I'm here, so obviously just take me out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be on that list, but
No. I thought I just wanted to save you from having to put me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you didn't have to say that. We'll edit that out.
I'm gonna go with. They're all golfers. I'm gonna go with Tiger,
Okay.
Arnold,
Of course.
and Jack.
Let's go.
Oh, man, could you imagine?
How would you do?
How many strokes are they giving me?
What are you? Are you a scratch golfer?
I'm a 1.
Holy shit. I mean, 7 hours a day, though. I mean, Tiger's up at 1.
It's not 7 hours.
Sure feels like it. Tiger's up at 1 a.m. right now getting ready for the fucking game. He's ready to go. That guy's going to win about 10 more championships.
Think so?
I think so. I hope so. I'm pulling hard for him.
Yeah, I am too.
So you just love the game of golf, huh?
I do.
Always have, or did you get into it whenever you were in?
No, I used to. Growing up, I didn't play golf, so I thought golf wasn't a sport. I think this is the stupidest game ever. Boring to watch. These guys aren't athletes. Until I started playing it and realized how hard it was to hit that little white ball where you wanted to go. And so it was like the first sport where I naturally wasn't like decent at, you know. I could pick up a bowling ball and bowl. I'm good at table tennis, play tennis, like whatever, you know. I could compete. I could throw a football. I can catch a football. Golf, I was swinging and missing, topping it, sculling it, and it just drove me to want to be good at it.
When did you dive into it?
Going into my rookie season, Kenny Thomas. I don't know if you remember that name, but he played for Sacramento Kings.
I do remember Kenny Thomas.
He invited me to play in his charity golf tournament before my rookie year. So I went up and played. I mean, of course, I never played golf in my life, so I was just out there pretty much riding around. I hit a couple shots, whatever. And I was like, well, I want to start my own foundation. So I was like, I'm going to have a golf tournament. So I had a golf tournament. I figured that's what everybody does. They have golf tournaments. So I had one. And I was just so bad that I was just like, you know what, next year I got to be better. And so I started playing a little bit. And then just kind of got, you know how it is when you get that golf bug. It just took over.
Good for you, man. I had that golf bug one time in my career, and then it stopped. Then it left. I'm gonna get it back though. I thought about becoming good at golf before next year's tournament if I get invited back. That's what CP was talking about. He was mad with his performance, so he wants to get a little bit better. You like Chris Paul?
I do. Yeah, we've been friends since college.
That's awesome. Does he hate Sean May too, or?
I don't know. I mean, he's a Wake Forest guy, so he probably hates all North Carolina guys.
Yeah, makes sense. Evan Fox back here was the young child-looking kid that was with us. Massive NBA fan. I can't wait to hear what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, DWill, you talked about Steph Curry changing the game with the shooting. Do you like the new NBA shooting, or do you miss the low post physical game that it used to be?
I think we'll see it again. I feel like this thing's kind of going waves. Yeah, it's like a wave.
Cycles.
Like a circle. You know, it's a cycle. And I do miss it because I think I like when I came in the league, it was kind of that way. You know, I came in 05.
Right.
Where there was still a lot of, Shaq was still dominant. You know, there's all these dominant postmen. And, you know, as a point guard, the pick and roll was my bread and butter. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I enjoyed that part of the game and, you know, having the traditional big man. But I also like, you know, the spacing on the floor. When you got four guys out there that can shoot, you know, it just opens up the floor. And it's just a different game. It makes for a different game. I think it's fun. I think the fans want to see. They like seeing threes. They like seeing, you know, the 130 points being put up. And so that's kind of the trend right now.
What point guard did you look up to whenever you were young? AI?
Jason Kidd was a big one. AI, yeah.
You know, me and Jason Kidd go back.
I watched everybody. Stockton.
Stockton to Malone.
Huh?
Stockton to Malone.
Yeah.
I know my basketball, Darren.
I see.
I don't know shit about basketball, bro. I got a jumper that's wet, though. Tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah. You ever shoot at all? You still play a game at all?
I shoot, and I mess around with my kids. But I've only like hooped like 3 times since I've been done.
Man, you just going into an LA Fitness though, and just fucking that'd be so much fun. I think that would be a talent.
No, that's an accident waiting to happen. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Why? Because some me will get in the way. You roll your ankle.
Just try to take your leg. They don't know no better. You be going up for a layup. Here they come sprinting 100 miles an hour, thinking they're going to stop you, and they just take your whole left side out.
Happened to me in intramural high school basketball. Went for a dunk on the teachers team. They fucking took my legs out. Took my legs out. Bang. Flat on the back. I'm a coach for the rest of this fucking season, boys. I'm a coach. Ty, you going?
Yeah, DWill, we talked about him a little bit earlier. A lot of reports have come out that have said that Westbrook potentially could get traded. Where's somewhere, if he does, that like who are a couple guys you'd like to see him play with, or where do you think he would benefit from going the most?
Is he always angry too? He seems like
is he always what?
Angry. He seems like he's
he plays angry. He does. Plays with that chip on his shoulder. I think it's just him. He's always been like that though. If you watch his like highlights from college, it wasn't as bad, but when he dunked viciously, he was gonna let you know and let everybody in the gym know. Yeah, all that. So that's what makes him him.
Who would you like to see him play with? They're saying Miami with Jimmy Butler down there.
Ooh, that would be a good one. That'd be a good fit, I think. Shoot, him in New York, I think he has that personality, that the right mentality for New York.
Him and RJ Barrett out there, and that Iggy kid from Michigan, the Izzy, whatever his name is.
Breakus or
I
whatever.
just don't know who they have, to give up to get him.
The owner. They should just get rid of James Dolan. Just get rid of that guy. All right, we'll give you the owner. DWill, I can't thank you enough for joining us, man. You spent
Thanks for having me.
You spent a lot of time with us here. This was very nice of you.
Honored, talking to my second favorite punter.
Who's your first?
Steve Weatherford, former Illini.
I like Steve. He works out a lot.
He's good, dude.
He works out a lot.
He works out a lot. He wants to come out and hang out with me in Utah in the summer. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want that because he'll want to work out too much.
Bro, back whenever he was doing Snapchat at first, whenever everybody had Snapchat, I followed him on Snapchat. All he did was work out literally all day. It was a post of another workout every single day. Like I was just waking up. He was about 4 workouts deep, and I'm like, yo, what? Me and this guy play the same position. Something's happening wrong here. And then he's just stayed on that routine for what seems to be a good 6 straight years now, and he is insane to look at.
When we interviewed him, he was working out.
Man. He's doing good.
And we interviewed him, and he started fucking bench pressing the table. Like he flipped the fucking table over and started with the headset on, microphone, started bench pressing the table, started doing wall sits during the interview.
It was like he was jonesing, He had to get a fix.
Huh?
Isn't he from Indiana?
Yeah, he's from Terre Haute, right over here.
Yeah.
I met him he had a camp. I went to his camp. I met him, and he worked out in the middle of his camp. I was like, are we going? We go to a bar out here. What's going on?
You mean you weren't on that same program when you?
I just found if it's not broke, let's not fix it. And I never really was that big of a workout guy, so he got me to where I was. Let's just go ahead and ride this out, see how long it lasts. You know what I mean? See how long it lasts. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
You're in Utah right now?
Yeah.
Are you playing in that Lake Tahoe thing?
No, I didn't get invited this year, man. They didn't invite me. I'm not a big enough name.
Yikes.
Yep. That hurt. That hurt.
Maybe
that's probably why, because I didn't 2 years in a row losing that. They don't want no losers.
Oh, you've never won the showdown?
No, we lost it last year too.
Oh, you've never won the showdown?
There's only been 2 of them, jackass.
I'm just saying you've never won the Baha Mar NFL versus NBA showdown ever in your entire life?
Have you had that with you every day?
I can neither confirm nor deny. Going through the airport was rough with it, though. It was heavy. These things are so heavy. You would never know, but they are so heavy, DWill. It is insane. I only won one time. I undefeated, champion golfer. No big deal. Man. Champion golfer.
Hey, man. You know what? Somebody sent me a link to your little your cartoon about the sheriff. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
True story too, man. I think that's why I was invited to the showdown, because I think of that story.
Was it?
I think that story in itself was
damn sure wasn't for your golf game.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3-time NBA All-Star, 2-time gold medalist, 0-time champion at Showdown, Deron Williams.
Appreciate it, fellas.